Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Thursday, May 14th. It is 6:28 right now. We got market opening up shortly in about 2 minutes. If you guys are looking to take the breakout, it looks like it's going to be a buy for today. Um, I would say just look at the candle movements from now until open. If it pushes up a lot, maybe look for a retracement before jumping in. So that I mean, I mainly goes to you, Steven, because I think you're the main person taking the breakout, maybe one other person here. So yeah, kind of look at this initial candle here to see how it moves. But yeah, that's the breakout for today. It looks like it's going to be a buy. So before we continue on, guys, just a reminder, I am registered with the CFTC as a professional trader, CTA commodity trading advisor. Futures trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for all investors. You can lose more than your initial investment. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. This stream is for informational and educational purposes only. Nothing shown or discussed should be a solicitation to buy or sell any futures contract or to participate in any trading program. I may hold positions in the market discussed. My views may change at any time based on market conditions. If hypothetical or backtested results appear during the stream, they have significant limitations and do not represent actual trading. So we got market dumping pretty heavily right here, guys, on open. Again, it's still going to be a buy. So if you guys want to jump into it, I mean, either jump into it right away or wait for it to pull back a little more and then jump into it. But for the algo today, we're looking around the same area for entries. So I'll be looking for a directional push between 632 and 638. It's a small little window right there. This thing flipped to a sell like really, really last minute, guys. So right here, as you guys can see, we were looking for a buy initially, but the momentum on this last candle flipped very heavily. So if you guys wanted to enter the trade here, like I mentioned, wait for this to pull back quite a bit. It pulled back quite a bit right here. I don't know if you tried to get into it late, Steven, but it came back, and I don't know if you, depending on where you jumped in from, you probably could have caught 40 points there. Um, this has been the market this week. We've had a lot of fake outs immediately on open, and then eventually it just starts pushing in the direction that it was supposed to initially. So, yeah, I don't know if you're still in the position, Steven, if you even got in or if you're still waiting, or if you got stopped out. I mean, either way, I don't know if this is going to push all the way back up. It's a very, very crazy spike right here on open. Let me go over here and mark this up as the opening price. So we got price pushing back up right now as we speak. Yeah, I think you would have gotten stopped out either way, Steven, because it came down and then it came right back up and it came down. So it's all good. I mean, this is I think it would have lost either way. Initially it looked pretty decent for a buy, and then this last candle right here, right before open, it was a huge, huge red candle, and then the momentum just followed it down. So I'm going to be looking for a possible algo entry over here. If price continues to push down, there may be opportunities here for a sell for the algo. I'll be watching. I'm looking over here at the order flow. It says extreme volatility, 100-point drop, followed by a 40-point bounce off lows. Volume is massive and direction is currently unclear for a clean scalp. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not really looking for entries here right now. I need to see some sort of direction here before I jump in or even decide to even think about jumping in. But I'll be watching. I'll be watching. I'll be looking for momentum here to kind of push in a certain direction for me to ride it. So the sells here are starting to look maybe okay. We got about 40 seconds left on this candle. I don't like the big wicks on the bottom though. So if we start to chop up here, which it looks like we're starting to chop up a little bit, I'm probably gonna hold off a little more. But if we get a strong red candle here, I'll probably ride this down further. Yeah, we're getting some pretty big wicks over here, so I might just hold off for a little bit, maybe one more candle. Or let's see, this thing might continue dropping. No, I'm gonna wait. This is a huge wick on the bottom end. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for a second. So this is where the discretion comes into play, guys. I'm gonna watch it right here. The order flow still. I mean, the order flow is in chop, but it's like leaning towards sell. It just depends on how this candle here ends up, holding. So it's trying to cut through the liquidity down below right there. A lot of sell side liquidity. I think this thing might be overextended at this point. If I would have jumped in, it would have happened already. Yeah, I think this might be overextended for entry, guys. So I was thinking about jumping in somewhere up here, but now price is like it's down like quite a bit. So we got a breakout V3 setting up right here. What I'm going to look for here is I'm going to look for price to maybe retrace back a little bit and then maybe come back down. There isn't really much structure down here.
Order flow flip sell.
So the order flows for a sell right now. I'm watching it. So we got about 20 seconds on this candle. I don't like these big wicks on the bottom. As much as I want to write it down lower, I feel like it's going to retrace up a little bit, which it is. Like that. No, I'm going to hold off on this right now. Let's see. So this is a breakout V3 continuation running down. The thing is, I think it's price is exhausted at this point. It's dropped down quite a bit. I'm gonna measure it. I mean, the window is closing very quickly. It's down almost 200 points at this point, so it's due for retracement. I mean, if you guys want to jump into it, your window is just passed. Yeah, fuck, I should have jumped into it. I was going to. I was waiting for it to kind of pull back a little bit, and I was going to get in at the retracement point, but it's too late. Okay, so the algo right there is already currently running full TP right there. I don't think I can jump into it at this point, guys. Breakout V3 continuation just hit full TP right there as well. If you guys caught that, nice work. So you can see right there the breakout V3 hit. Damn, I hesitated on that one, but there goes the entry right there. So fuck me. It's all good. Um, this would have been a 60-30. Yeah, it's all good. I don't know if anybody caught it, but as you guys can see, I was watching it and I was kind of waiting for it to give me opportunity there. And I hesitated on this move here because it was just overextended a little bit. And yeah, I mean, it was 200 points. Usually around 150, I'm like, that's where I start to think twice about jumping into a position. What I wanted to do is I wanted to pull back a little bit, like get a green candle, and I was actually going to get it on the green candle, like right here, and then just kind of snipe it back down or like get it on the retracement. But it never really retraced far enough. It retraced a little bit. See, the opportunity for entry was like way up here. This was the window when the sell signal came up. And then this was the second opportunity right here. But again, I was too hesitant. It's all good. Uh, Man, that would have been great. So Solange got it right there. Siege got it for breakout V3 because the order flow flipped on it. Yeah, Siege also said, I don't know about this one. I was really close to jumping into it with you guys, but great work, guys. Talanji got in on the flicker. He got in for a 3R. And Daniel got in for the breakout V3C as well. So nice work, guys. So great work right there, guys, on catching that move. Unfortunately, I was too hesitant on the move, so I didn't actually get into it. What I need to do here, though, is I need to fix my settings on Trade So I think I'm going to do that real quick. Let me turn off my copier, toggle everything off. I'm just going to take a quick trade here to fix my, there we go. I'm going to get in and get out really quickly. It's going to put my ticks at, we'll say like 10 points or something like that, or 5 points. I'm just going to watch it. Yeah, because I need to fix my trade rate because it asked me for kind of confirmation every time I try to get into a sell here. So I'll watch it. Don't listen to my thing. My trader it's gonna say entered into a position, but I'm really just getting in for like a quick, just a little move.
Order filled.
Don't follow that, guys. That's just like I said, I'm trying to fix my setting here.
Stop filled.
There. It's okay. It was for like a small little move because I was trying to fix my setting there for my my entries. Because what happened before or what happened yesterday was I tried to enter a position and then it asked me for confirmation. And I'm like, I don't need confirmation. So I needed to enter a position to X out of that. So I'm not in any positions right now. I'll try to jump into something as you move along, like if we get an MPS or something like that. But that was just I guess a test entry to enable it. Now I'll turn my copier back on. There we go. That was a quick just 10-point move right there. Just to get it ready for the next move. All right, so there's nothing here right now, guys. The algo entry did hit right there, as you guys can see. It was a pretty nice move down below, right after this momentum signal. So there's two opportunities here. There was a move for the downside right there. There was another move right here for breakout V3 continuation. Other than that, I'm going to be following for any possible opportunities that may follow up, like maybe a daily. Here's the entry for the breakout V3. So breakout V3 right there, full TP. Look for a possible maybe daily momentum here. We do have a flip the other way, so might get something here. This price obviously was long. My settings right. Okay, there we go. All right, everything's ready for next opportunity if it does come up. So if you guys look at my let me see this over here, my algo. So around this point right here, there's possible reversal back up. Or I mean, the reversal is already happening right now, this flickering. Let's see. Yeah, so right here, there's another window right here. This is a window for reversal from 638, or we'll go from right here, 637 to 643. So on this point right here, this is possible reversal back to the up. Well, it already happened. I mean, obviously the reversal started pushing up right here. So what you could look for is for price to possibly reverse up here, maybe get a buy signal, and then possibly another reversal right back to the downside. So what you would look for here is look for a possible buy signal to come up, push it up a little bit, a few points, and then reverse back down. And then from there, I'll be looking for a possible opportunity for, for myself to jump back in for maybe like an MPS or something. And what I'm looking at, if you guys have the Discord, it's the same stats as yesterday. So like basically right here, we had a momentum direction, reversal, small hold, reversal back the other way, and then chop. That's just from the data over the past couple of days. So what I would like to see here is I'd like to see a buy signal come up, and then I'd like another sell signal the other way. Like once you start to get some flickering the other way, um, that's what I'll be following for. All right, so we got the reversal right here that already happened between this window. So this was the directional move, and then we have the reversal right here coming up between 638 and 643. And then price is probably going to sit at this area for like the next couple minutes, 644, 645, and then reverse back down. But we need that buy signal though. That's the problem. We need the buy signal. If the buy signal doesn't come up, then I mean price could come back down, but there's probably not going to be it's going to be harder to confirm. Like I would prefer to have a buy signal here because we could get that flickering momentum back down, right? So you can see our price came down, reversed, and now it's coming to reverse back down the other way. The other reversal is probably going to happen between 646 and 651. So price might sit here for consolidation for a little bit, and then it might reverse right back down. So I'll be looking for opportunities here back to the downside. The only problem, like I said, is we need that momentum, because if we don't have the momentum, then then we're kind of screwed here, because there's no we're looking for it to turn against momentum. That's what I'm trying to get across to you guys. So like right here, we have the momentum here that's against. So we want it to flip buy and then flip and then hold buy right here for until 6:45, which is in the next 2 minutes, and then flip again back to sell here. But the problem is if we don't get a buy signal between this window, then there's just no opportunity there. I got an execution here for MPS. Oh, I see what happened, because the red candle didn't happen until later. I'm not going to get into this one here, but if you guys want to, there's an MPS which is currently running. Anybody get into that? The order flow is in chop, so damn, it's crazy. The market right now is like so volatile that it goes straight to target right away. I don't think I got a warning for that one, or maybe I did. It was like a long time ago. Let me check. So there was an MPS right here, guys. It already hit, I think. No, we did get the warning. It was at 6:35. So it was a long time ago. We got the warning way over here, and it finally filled. It was within the criteria. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I have a 10-minute criteria. So it filled over here at 6:44. It gave us a signal at 6:35. It was basically a minute before the criteria closed. So we have 2 wins today so far. MPS V2 and breakout V3 continuation. Okay, what a move. So price is coming back down right there. The order flow is still in chop. If the order flow flips to, or if it flipped to sell, I would have chased this back down. I would have jumped into that MPS, but we just don't have it right now. My settings are at trend filter 1 rev, so I don't know that's probably what's wrong with it. So full TP right there for the MPS, guys. You guys can see the execution. So 2 entries right there, MPS V2. I wasn't really looking at this one because it was so far off, but it's playing out nice right now. Damn, the algo is like actually really spot on right now, guys. So as you guys can see over here, I'm kind of late to the party, but the algo is pretty spot on right now. We had a reversal down, or we had a momentum push down, reversal, and I said price is going to slow down right here, which it did, and then it reversed back down right here. So there's opportunity right here for a sell. It's just let me see if I can maybe, because the algo still has reversal right here during this period. The next window for reversal is going to be between 6:46 and 6:51. So let me just move this over a little bit. See, this is where it becomes a problem because, like I said, we never got the momentum signal the other way. So the identifier would really be the identifier would have been the pending momentum, because what we wanted to see here is I wanted to see a sell momentum, which was the first initial leg right here. And then I wanted to see a buy momentum to indicate the reversal, and then the exhaustion right here, and then reversal back down. So like right here, this would be the opportunity where we would see the pending momentum right here, right? But we don't have a pending momentum because it never gave us one the other way. So the framework is still there, but we don't have the indication. Like there's no warnings where like, oh, price needs to push this way or price needs to push the other way. The thing with this here is that this might reverse back up at this point, because like I said, this is against momentum. So because we have a sell momentum right here, we're looking for that flickering, but because we never got the flickering over here that closed, it was flickering for a buy. Now it's going to flicker back up for a buy right here, which is fine, because if that's the case, then we're just in a range at this point, right? So it doesn't really make a difference. It's still, we're looking for price to reverse. But we do have another window right here. So we have a window of reversal between 6:44 and 6:51. And then after that, it's pretty much done. It's all chop. So between 6:52 and 7 o'clock, It's just going to be chop. So we'll see here. If we do get a buy signal, this could set up for a possible daily momentum. And I'm kind of bummed out that I didn't get into any of these positions here now. This MPSV2 though, this thing came up really late. So if you look over here, there was no way I'd be anticipating or waiting for this one. Yeah, because this thing, it retraced super far back. Typically for this specific entry, I would try to get in like right away. Like I look for a price to push down, retrace continuation. This thing was so far out because it was retracing back so hard. It was a sell signal, retrace, 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 and then it finally broke and closed below on this candle, which was basically 9 minutes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It was on the ninth candle. So it was like on the last candle for it to close out. I have expiry on 10. So if it didn't close down on this one, it would have just never provided entry for the MPS. But I'll keep looking for opportunities over here. The order flow bot is currently at chop. So if we get if it flips to a sell, I'm gonna look for opportunities to write it back down further. But like I said, there was no momentum here, so we can't really follow the framework with regard to the algo, right? If anything, it might be back for a buy here because we had reversal, reverse, or we had direction, reversal. And during this window right here, this is another reversal. So possibly a reversal back up. We just got a buy momentum right here on ES. So if we got that on ES, we're probably going to get a buy momentum over here on YM. So this could still set up for the daily momentum for those of you who might be looking to jump into that. We're in my range. Yeah, it just might range. So we had a pending buy signal right there. Nice work, guys. Looks like Ben caught that MPS. Yeah, I think your settings might be off, Rev. I was just looking at the chat because you have yours set to 2. I have mine set to 1.
Rev
So,
has his confirmation candle entry off. It needs to be a red candle to enter, but he has that one off.
oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. All right, guys. So we have a possible, um, we'll say daily momentum coming up right here. Daniel, are you still looking to get into that one possibly? Let's see. See, the thing with the order flow is that it's not really looking for a buy right now. It's still like 6 out of 10 for a sell. It's 4 out of 10 for chop, 4 out of 10 for chop, 6 out of 10 for sell. So it's going to be tough because you're not going to have the order flow confirmation there. The thing with the daily momentum, guys, is that it's a full-on reversal strategy, though. So, like, I don't think the order flow will ever be in line with the daily momentum. Um, the daily momentum gets in super, super early. So, like, by the time the daily momentum sets up, that's why it's a 1 to 3 that Daniel uses, because by the time it sets up, like the order flow will give you a buy confirmation up here, but it's already in like way down here. So, I mean, we'll see. I'll watch it. We do have that pending momentum right there. Yeah, Daniel said he doesn't have the order flow running on the daily momentum. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, because from what I've seen with the daily momentum, it gets in like super, super like early. Or not super early, but it gets in like at the very, very bottom or the very, very top. So the order flow doesn't, it can't, it's not ready to, it doesn't have confirmation of flip yet. But now that I'm looking at the order flow, it's starting to flip a little bit. So it was initially at chop, chop, sell. It's now at chop, chop, chop. So we'll see. It is 6:52 right now. So 6:52, guys, I don't know if there's going to be another entry for us. I mean, I'll continue watching and follow it. I will watch the order flow to see if it does flip. Now it's down to a sell. So that being the case, we might have opportunity here for a sell. Let me check my bot. I mean, there's a pending sell signal here as well. So we have a pending sell signal. If that ends up being the case, you might have opportunity here for a MPS. I mean, if the sell signal closes, there's no daily, or there's a daily momentum warning, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you would take this one, Daniel, because this was invalid. It would be on this candle though. No, it's gonna block it. It's a 50-point candle. So there's no daily momentum today because Daniel has it to 1 ATR. The ATR is at 40 right now or 38. It would have been nice to look at the entry right there. So this would have been the daily momentum entry. But because the candle was too big, it got skipped. This was like a 50-point candle and the ATR is at 40, so it just would have gotten skipped regardless. But this would have been the daily momentum. The way that Daniel's daily momentum works is it looks for a signal, first momentum signal after 640, and then the first retracement candle as it closes, it enters. So this would have been the daily momentum right there. Damn, 60 points right away. We have a lot of these after each entry, it's like a breakout. It goes straight to target or it goes pretty far out. I mean, I probably wouldn't go for the full 90 points. 60 would be more feasible. But we'll watch it. If price does flip back down the other way, which I think we're going to be in chop, so I don't know if we'll even get that. It looks like we're just going to chop up right here. According to the algo, for my algo data over here, it shows that we're going to be in chop for the next while. So like 652 to 659, it's just going to be momentum against momentum again. So this means that you'll get a signal, pending momentum, probably reversal, signal opposite way. It just basically what this indicates is that you have a momentum close, and then you get a flickering, and then you get a close, and then you get a flickering, and then you get a close, and it's just chop. So basically chop for the next 5 minutes. But yeah, I mean, there goes the setup right there for the daily. Yeah, Daniel said, damn, strongest push back up. So yeah, that would have been the daily right there, guys. Yeah, like Masish said, the order flow is mainly for MPS because it's more for directional moves. The daily momentum is more so like a reverse. It's a mean reversion strategy. It's like a back to open type setup. I'm not in this entry. I don't think anybody's in this entry. If you use Daniel's settings, here, I'll show you guys over here. So these are the settings for the daily momentum. You can see we got the warning right there on the green candle, but it didn't provide opportunity because this candle was too big. ATR was at 38. The candle was 51 points. Because it was oversized, it was skipped. But yeah, everything's been hitting. So like right here, we had the daily momentum, or sorry, the breakout V3 continuation. A lot of you guys took this trade right there, full TP for 60 points. And then we had the MPS V2 over here, full TP for 60 points. So we're currently at a 4R for the day so far with regard to my strategies. There's nothing else here at the moment. We're getting closer to 7 o'clock. I didn't pull the algo entries for here. Maybe I can do that right now because I guess we kind of have some downtime. So until we get some momentum signals, I'll just pull up some algo entries like really, really quick, or I'll try to. Actually, I don't know if I'm gonna have time. This is gonna be, I'm gonna be running against the clock right now. So look, I'll maybe do the algo entries here, but I will just put the direction and the probability. As we wait, I'm just gonna kind of fill this in real quick. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. This is a lot. I just realized this is a lot. It's gonna be a lot of work for me to get just to see like when the reversals happen. And yeah, no, this is not gonna work. I gotta do this like the night before. Because I think this helps a lot, right? That we have the algo that identifies like when the reversals happen, when the continuations happen, etc. It's a game changer because we can see when and where price typically moves with this specific market. The only thing that I can say here that is a little bit of an issue is that there's gonna be random times where like market's just kind of flat or it's kind of whatever. Well, you can't really, that's where the discretion really comes into play because we do have the algo data, but you have to be able to see when market is choppy or when it's ranging. Like for example, if the algo says that it's moving directional, like either with or against, this doesn't mean it's for sure going to move in this direction, right? You still have to look at this time frame to see, okay, market is moving in this direction, but is it moving directional? Is it moving directional or is it moving in a chop. Because if it's in a chop, even if you have data where it shows like for the past, 40 days or 60 days, it's been moving directional during that time, not every day is going to be the same. So you still have to be able to distinguish, okay, I have this data here, but the data shows me, or the market's showing me right now that it's not in line with the data. And I think that's the biggest caveat with like using certain systems because you still need to have some level of ability to read the chart to be able to sit out. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to do this. Let me see. I'll just try to do it real quick. These candles are probably gonna flip faster than I can pull the data. 34, 38. Yeah, see, like you start to get this stuff like at 7 o'clock, you can see the numbers are exactly the same. So you kind of have to um gauge. I'm just gonna put like one number there, just the overall win rate. So that we can see. So right now, typically what happens, or what I'm seeing right now, is that it typically is moving with momentum. So wherever the momentum is currently pushing, it should hold 40%. So you guys can see I could do this really quickly because I'm used to doing it. I'm not even gonna do the drawdown. I'm just gonna do very quick numbers here. I just want to see what happens for the next couple of minutes because if we do get MPS, I want to see if it moves with momentum or against it. And there's usually like very similar pockets. Honestly, I don't even really need to put the numbers in. I think I might just put with or against so we can kind of have a guesstimate whether pricing can keep moving in that direction or if it's going to turn. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do because we don't care about the numbers. Probabilities are like whatever. We just want to see if price is usually moving in the direction or against. Okay. And I'll show you guys the algo setups of 34. This is with, yeah. So it's doing pretty much what I anticipated. It looks like it's going to be kind of choppy from here. So I'm doing this very quickly just to get an idea. Because what I want to see here is if we do get an MPS or something of the sort, I'm like, okay, do I want to take it or do I want to sit out of it? Like, does the data show that it typically moves? And I'm just looking at it from a bird's eye view right now, and it doesn't look like we have like we don't have windows of opportunity. It's like every two candles is against and every two candles is with, meaning that from the data for the past 40 days, or how many samples do I have here? I have samples, yeah, 32-day samples. So that's about 40 days, 40 calendar days, 30 trading days. Here, I'll just get down to like maybe there's a breakout V3 that just came up right here. But let me check the order flow. The order flow is not for a sell, it's all for chop. I wouldn't jump into that trade. If you want to take it, I mean, feel free, but I will show you guys my algo setup here, and I'll just color these in a little bit. Yeah, there's no consistency right now, which is fine. It was pretty much what I expected. I'm like, man, well, this is why I try to aim for like the earlier times because the earlier times is like where there's direction. Like right here, there's direction, and then now it's just flat. But let me just show you guys real quick what I mean. So I try to update it as fast as I could. You can see over here between 7 o'clock. So right now it's 7:02. There's some directional move right here, but it's not very consistent. Like if your trade doesn't hit by 7:03, which this trade's probably not going to hit by 7:03, it shows that it goes into some chop. Like basically it goes into against momentum, with momentum, against momentum, and there's no consistency, right? We're looking for a nice range of time to take trades, like a range where it's all with, or a range where it's all against, or a range where it's all against, because we can look for reversals here, reversal. Right here, we can look for possible continuation, which this aligns with the breakout V3 right now, but it's not a clean one because it shows that the trade should be hitting within, or it shouldn't hit, but you should be able to get out by 7:04, which is in the next minute, right? So unless this here breaks out, like it really breaks out to the downside, which I highly doubt it will happen, um, then you're screwed. You're going to be stuck in the position because right here now it's going to go into chop from based off the data, and you're going to be stuck in that position. So what I'm going to do here is we do have some downtime. So what I'll keep doing is I'll keep marking up the data to see if we can get some, some of these reversals here. So let's see. Yeah, so the breakout V3 continuation there would have stopped out. It was a good skip. Like I said, we didn't have confirmation there for price to continue pushing in that direction. So let me go over here. I'm going to keep marking up. Maybe I could get it up until 8 o'clock just to have an idea. And it's just going to be bare basic. Huh. I want to see the chop. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to purposely put it with, even though they're the same exact number. I'm going to do it opposite of like what is currently happening or what's currently moving, unless the number is like huge. All right, 13. Yeah, so what I think is going to happen here, I'm going to change back to against. So I think what I'm going to do here with the algo entries is I might not even put the probabilities anymore. I might just put against or with so we have an idea because we're not looking for an exact time. We're looking for windows of opportunity for price to either go against us or with us. So right now, from what I see, guys, this is actually a point of reversal. Yeah, from now until, and I'll show you guys in a second. So 7:16. I just want to get enough data here so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm like, man, I wish I did this last night. Okay, for today, I'm gonna make sure that I have this done for tomorrow so that we can kind of follow throughout the day because there's still entries that happen after 7 o'clock. It's just I think for the actual algo entries, we need to take those like really, really early. Yeah, we're gonna be in some chop. You guys will see from the data here. So I'm gonna try to get it up until 7:30 because I think that's gonna be the usually the cutoff time anyways. Yeah, the numbers here are they're getting weaker. So I think tonight I'll go back and I'll input the actual data, like with the win rates and stuff. But the market's pretty much dead at this point. Our window of entry was, I mean, it's obviously it's past, happened earlier in the session. 7. Yeah, it's gonna die out. Okay, I'm all done. I did up to 7:30. Let's go back over here. You guys can see it's very choppy. There's not really much to work with or get into right here. Let me put the algo history over, or the algo window. Okay. So you guys can see against. So I did this pretty quickly. You guys can see I did it within like a few minutes. Um, so it's not super difficult if you know what you're doing. It's not super difficult to because if you use this in conjunction with the other confluences that we have, like order flow and the actual entries that come up, you can have an idea of like, okay, I want to trade in this direction, or I want to trade in this direction. Obviously, with the data here, it shows that we have a lot of against momentum. I typically try to go with momentum, like so I'll color those green. But you can see over here the consistency is not very consistent, right? So let's see, it is 7:09 right now. Right here, there's going to be a lot of flickering momentum. If you have a flickering momentum in the opposite direction, it'll probably push a certain amount, like maybe 40 points or so. And you can hear it, right? We have flickering momentums in both directions. So like with that being the case right now between, okay, we'll say 7:07 and 7:17. 7:07. So you can see it's a little window here. It's a small window of opportunity. If you keep getting a flickering momentum here for a sell, then ideally price is likely to push in that direction. Not a lot, but it could push in that direction a certain amount, like maybe 20 points. That's what I'm saying. Like a 60-point move here is not going to be, you're not going to be able to get the 60 points. Ideally, probably not. Maybe 40 points if you're trading within the range. But even so, that might not even be enough. But yeah, just look for the flickering momentum. We have a sell momentum here on ES. So if we have it on ES, it's probably going to come up on YM. And there we go. We have another pending sell on ES. And we're probably going to get one right here uh on YM. So the order flow hasn't flipped to a sell yet. Right now I'm looking at it. It's mainly for chops. It was flipping earlier. It was chop, chop, buy. Now it's chop, chop, chop. So if that's the case, it might go from chop, chop, chop to chop, chop, sell. Uh, but there's no opportunities here for entry. If you guys look at my bot entries, there's like nothing there. So there's no MPS. The first MPS was great, full TP. The breakout V3, there was one here for a sell. It was a win. This one over here is for a loss. It's still currently up 1R for the day. There's no V1 variations, and there's no daily momentum for the day. So if anything, a sell MPS may come up at some point. But again, looking at my data over here, I think, oh, I hate when I go from screen to screen in it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, but yeah, looking at my data from the algo, there's no with momentum here. So like between this whole window, what we want to see is we want to see a window of opportunity for entry. So if we do get something here, it's going to be later around 623. So between basically 621 to like 626, basically between 720 to 730, there might be one directional move. Because these are against momentum, so this means that there's going to be flickering. So if it starts to flicker in our direction around like 720 or closer to that point, it's going to hold for like maybe 6 minutes because these with momentums hold. Other than that, right here, this is just chop or reversal. It's currently 713 right now, so we're like halfway through the reversal phase or the chop phase. And as we get closer to 720, we might start to get some with momentum here. So I would say like around 720, I will say like around 719 to 722. Look for the opportunity to start setting up. And then the time hold window is going to be pretty quick right there. We got an MPS warning. Let me see. It's for a buy, but it's not going to happen because the trend here is, so we have a buy signal retracement confirmation, but the trend here hasn't flipped yet. So, okay, as we wait, I'm going to try to fill this out even more. Try to fill it out a little more. Um, just so we have an idea like what's going to happen from like 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Like if there's another window of entry for opportunity there. It's like 7:30, 7:31, 7:32, or 6. I mean, there's no entries here anyway, so wouldn't really matter. At least I'll have this set up for tomorrow. So I gotta have all the data set in place. I'm probably still gonna look for entries earlier in the session, like the first 30 minutes, because that's where the volatility is highest. But it's good to have an idea, like if we want to enter something late. Right, I guess this doesn't take that long. It felt like it was longer last night because I was doing everything by hand, or I'm still doing everything by hand, but I was like busy kind of looking at the data. A lot of the data is kind of relevant in a sense, guys. So like I know before we've tried to be pretty specific with the data that we pulled up. But now I'm looking at the max equity drawdown. It's kind of for what we're using it for now, it's a little irrelevant. Not completely, but it is a little irrelevant because we don't really care about that stuff since we're not looking for an exact minute for entry. Yeah, I had that right. I added extra I guess we'll just add it. Not a big deal. Okay, so I got that right there. What I'm gonna do here is, and there's nothing going on, we're just in some chop. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this to another window, and then I will just input the data while we wait for the next opportunity for entry. But I'm not expecting another opportunity for entry here. You guys can see price is pretty choppy, and this goes in line with what let me just show you guys again. So see how price here is choppy, and let me show you the algo entries that I was able, or the algo setup. So right here from the data, it shows that it's supposed to be choppy on this time period, right? So between 708 to 716, just chop against momentum the whole time. And look at the chart over here. It pretty much exactly predicted that. So now we have a sell signal here, which is pending. Like I said earlier, look for possibility for entry right here. So I think if an MPS comes up around this period, it's not going to be a good one, but there could be a possible MPS. So like between 716 or 717 down to like 726, there might be a small directional move. So like right here, price is slowly kind of pushing up. We might get a small directional push back down, basically to fill this liquidity right here, right? So price might come down and wipe out this liquidity over the next, we'll say the next 10 minutes or so. Because our time limit is going to be around like 7 before 7:30 basically. So it looks like we're going to get a momentum push between 7:23 and 7:29. So if an opportunity presents itself here, it could be an MPS, it could be a breakout V3. Uh, you can expect this to maybe push down enough to get to here. Yeah, I mean this is enough, right? I mean, if anything, maybe a retest of the sell side liquidity right here. If it even gets this far. Okay, so like basically from here until 7:30. If the sell signal finally closes, it might push down enough to fill this gap. Let's see. Daniel said his MPSPA entered on order flow. Let's see. 10-12. Huh. I'm like wondering where it got into the MPSPA, Daniel, because I don't see any MPSPAs here. Here. Because there was a higher low here. I don't see any lower low. Because the last lower low is like way over here, and the previous higher high is like way over here. There was no MPSPA for a sell, and I don't really see one here for a buy either. Or I mean, it might be based on your settings. So depending on what your settings were set to. So look at how price is coming down right now, guys. It's doing kind of like what I was expecting, right? So based off the algo, again, we're looking for price to reverse back down. I'll move this over. I don't want it to be in the way. Um, okay. Well, anyways, while we wait for that, I'm gonna go and just keep pulling data here. Just real quick. Try to do this as quickly as possible and as efficient as possible. Looks like that sell signal there. It didn't close. Well, we're getting the flickering like we discussed. I don't like when, so you guys can see here the with and against, they're exactly the same. So I don't like this because this gives us discretion, like, okay, do I want to use it or do I not want to use it? And the problem is I don't want discretion. I want it to be either one-sided. I want it to be mainly for against or mainly with. Because I don't want there to be windows of entry and not a good window, right? Yeah, I'm looking at the data right now, guys. It's not looking good. So I'm not expecting much. It just looks choppy, and I'll try to show you guys in a second. Yeah, it's super choppy. Ah, man, I was super kind of pissed that I missed the freaking the algo entry today. The algo entry was so smooth, like literally no drawdown, and then after that, I missed the other entries after too. Um, I just wasn't paying attention. So it's hard when you're following a lot of stuff at once. You either got to stick to like, well, you probably have to stick to like certain strategies unless you fully automate it. Which either way, it'd still be a problem because I don't have it automated on my StoneX accounts. I got to figure out a way to get that automated on the StoneX accounts. I think Masij will have to work on that at some point. Yeah, because those fully automated positions, they came up so quickly, guys. Like unless you had them on fully auto or you were waiting for that specific entry, you would have totally missed it. Like the breakout V3 happened so quickly, and the MPS V2 happened so quickly, where like there was like no way you could have done it manually. The MPS V2 came up super, super late, so you had to like literally be waiting for it to come back down. Um, which obviously we weren't. And it happened at like the last, like on the 9-minute mark. All right, so we got a breakout V3 warning that's coming up right here. Let me check the order flow. The order flow is like really choppy right now. So I don't know if I mean, it's flipping to a sell though, so this might be able, Might be able to jump into this here. See, candle's got like 30 seconds left on it though. I don't know, it's a little overextended. It's a big body candle. It's a 40-point candle. I'm probably gonna sit out on this one, guys. Candle's a little big. So there's an MPS, there's a breakout V3 running here right now. So let's run with the analysis. I'll watch the order flow. If it holds, then I might jump in late. Or maybe get in for a partial. I don't like the fact that it bounced off the sessions below though. So we do have some we have some liquidity, or we have like, yeah, there's some sell side liquidity that's currently pending on this current candle. So what I'm gonna watch is I'm gonna look for a possible confirmation, like maybe the a retest of that level right there. And if I get a retest of the level, then I'll maybe jump into it later. But at this moment, I'm just gonna watch it. So I'd look for maybe a break and retest off this level. We're still within the window here. So I mentioned there's going to be a directional move here. I just didn't like the fact that it was so far below. So I'd look for a possible maybe break and retest at this point. I just get wary when we get into a position super late. So this here's already dropped about 137 points. And we're kind of out the window of like directional move. Damn, the algo is so on point right here, guys. This thing's about to hit, and I fucking missed it. It's okay. I'm going to be well more prepared for tomorrow because I'll have the actual algo data ready. But like I mentioned, so right here between 7:17 to 7:30, there was going to be a momentum push. And the momentum push is happening right here as we speak. Plus, we have sell order flow going on. I don't know if anybody jumped into it, but I'm going to be watching it here. Maybe if I can finish off the move a little later. So let me see when this momentum stops pushing, or when it's supposed to stop pushing. So we're currently at 725. We're getting close to the end of it. So right now, if you're in this position, guys, if you can't get to the target by 726, I would move your stop loss and profit, or just close out for profit already. Because I'm looking over here at the algo entries. We're at the last part of the momentum push. So you can see right here, it's going to start to maybe reverse back up. So what might happen here is it might reverse back up, and then it might come right back down. And I'll try to show you guys over here. Let me just update the colors on the algo chart. Yeah, so this is why I don't like taking positions here super late, because I mean, you guys will see that the window is like very, very small once you get to 7:30. Yeah, that'd have to be a quick in and out for me. All right, let me show you guys real quick. All right, we're getting the chop up right here. If you guys want to pull out, or if you guys already pulled out for profit, great. If you guys didn't, this trade might turn on you. So here's my algo data again. So right now it's currently 727. You can see over here, we had the directional push between 723 and 726, right? And I mentioned right here, if your trade doesn't hit by 726, it starts to reverse right here on 727, 728. There's another opportunity for it to ride back down. So this trade might finish up eventually. So what happens here is it might reject off this point. Let me see where it turns. So 728. Basically 728 the next minute until 732. It's a really small window, guys. So it's a really small window right here. If the buy signal doesn't come up, which it's not coming up right here, then this here might just come right back. And there goes the buy signal I was just talking about, right? Speaking of the devil, I literally just said that if the buy signal comes up. So we do have some buy signals here, which are supposed to be against momentum. But again, if that buy signal doesn't hold, it'll probably finish that breakout V3 move right here, because we have another window of momentum to the downside from 729 to 732. So we have a pending buy signal here, but again, if that buy signal doesn't close, you might have opportunity for it to push back down. But again, this is a very small window. So because the volatility is a little lower, I don't know if this is enough for it to push down to 60 points. That's why I mentioned earlier, you might want to drop down to 40 because the volatility is a lot flatter, right? So if you went to 40, your target would have gotten hit already. But if you're holding to 60, you're going to get kind of screwed here because the windows aren't very long. Like we need these windows to be long enough for you to like, survive a long push like that. But because the volatility is so low, and then we have an MPSV2, which just came up right here. So this thing could very well push down lower. But again, like I said, if the buy signal there closes, you're going to be screwed because the momentum flips right here between 729 and 728. And if the buy signal closes, then it's going to reverse the other way because this is just going to go with momentum. And that's what I just said, right? It's right there. So I'm probably going to avoid trades later on in the session because you guys can see from the windows over here, the window of entry is really going to be basically between 632 and 637 because that's where the volatility is high enough to hit your target. When you get down to these like times down here, it just gets really flat. It goes from with momentum to against, meaning there's reversals. And then again, with momentum, against, with, etc. Right here, market's pretty much not consistent at all. So, I mean, I wouldn't really even take any trades down here. So for those of you who jumped into the position earlier, hopefully you guys got out for like 40 points, like I mentioned. Because if you did, you would have gotten out very quickly right there within the first 2 minutes. If you try to hold it for the full 60, you're gonna feel the burn because it's not gonna hold for very long. We're currently in this chalk consolidation. Here's a clean chart. Let me mark up structure here so you guys can see. Yeah, I'm like, damn, man, we should have used the algo like this. I don't know what we did use it like this. If you guys remember when I post the algo setups, I used to post a pretty long in-depth like data set of like the algo. I actually went on different time frames too. Or yeah, we went from like the 1 minute to the 3 to the 5 to the 10. And I stopped doing that because we were looking for specific entry times. But as you guys can see, this thing helps a ton because you can have an idea of like where to look for entries, where not to. And this is based off the historical data. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to finish off the list so that tonight it'll be easier for me to follow. But yeah, so right now it's currently 7:31. You're not going to really see very much of direction here. It starts to become very, very choppy, which makes sense because we're already in the chop. We've basically been in this chop since 6:35, 6:36. We had the initial momentum push here, reversal, and then just chop for the entire session. And you guys see how price is coming back down? That buy signal just basically wiped out the sellers, and now it's coming right back down where it's supposed to go. Classic fake out setup. Okay, so let me just go do this real quick. I'm just gonna finish putting up these numbers so that we can have an idea of like what to look for. If there's any opportunities that may come up, I highly doubt it, but I'm gonna have this set up so that by tomorrow, which it wouldn't really matter very much because I'm not looking for late entries, at least we'll be able to have an idea of like, okay, this is where price is likely to reverse, and this is where I should go for like smaller targets. I think going for 60 points outside of the 7 o'clock window is like it's really tough because sometimes we have volatility, sometimes we don't, but the consistency we usually is not with you. All right, so I'm looking over here. We might get an entry later in the session. I mean, but great day so far. If anybody has profits to post up, feel free to send them up. Looks like a lot of you guys locked in some pretty good wins. Fortunately, no trades for me, but I don't want to say yet because I'm looking down here towards the end of the session. There may be opportunity here. Yeah, okay. So there might be here towards the end of the session. I'll show you guys. It's starting to look actually pretty good. Closer to 8. Yeah. So for the past, I don't know, 30, 40 days, it looks like the consensus is that the market starts to move directional again after 740, which is coming up quickly. Okay, so I might look for a late entry here, guys. It's probably going to be smaller for 40 points, but uh, nonetheless, looks like market moves directional towards the end. Yeah, actually looking really good down here. All right, so that was quick. I mean, it wasn't as bad as I thought. As long as I don't have to go and do the yeah, as long as I don't have to go and do the win rate probability, I'm just going for against or with momentum. It's actually not that bad. Okay. All right. Market's just chopping up, so there's nothing that you guys are missing out on. But I do see a nice directional move. It starts to pick up over here. Okay, so I'm done with that. Let me go back to this chart. Um, the algo history are back over here. All right, so this is what I was just talking about. So like around 645, we start to get a big directional push right here. So if we do get an entry here for like I know whatever directional move, MPS, breakout V3 continuation, etc. Um, I mean it could possibly work. So you guys see that window right there? It's a big window for momentum push, basically from 740 all the way down to market for until our live session end, 8 o'clock. It's a big window for a directional push there. I don't have the probabilities. I didn't have time to put all that information in. It just takes a lot of time. I think by tonight, I'll probably put the information in. There's a lot of stuff here that's irrelevant, though. Like the direction doesn't really matter. It's just wherever market's moving at the time. But I'll try to fill it in as much as I can. So yeah, looking at this right here, we do have a window. It's 736 right now. So right here, I mean, this might start to be the directional push. We're going to start to possibly have some sort of direction here, which looks like it's going to be bearish. The ATR is down to 30 right now, so it's starting to slow down. But I'm gonna go and put this over here so it's not blocking my view. And we'll see what happens here. So mainly what we're gonna be looking for is a sell signal to close. If the sell signal closes, we might be able to get an opportunity here. So I'll keep staying kind of focused, I guess, on this, keeping out on the order flow to see if it if it starts to flip to a sell. Let's see, Vince is asking, after you get your trade, how do you fix this? What's wrong with it, Vince? I'm trying to see like what you're referring to. Or are you talking about this right here in the bottom? Did you just you combined it? It's supposed to be on one chat, one chart. Um, so you're trying to put the RSI on the same chart, right? I don't think you could put the RSI on the same chart because the data is different. It's going to overlap. It's like if you try to overlap indicators that are different because it's like an oscillator. So your RSI, you can't really put it on the main chart. I mean, this is right. Like you try to put on the main chart down here, right? Or do you have two windows? I'm trying to understand, like, because But this is right if you combined it. Oh, okay, so Vince said no, I was in one chart, then it split into one. It split its one window. Huh. I don't know what happened. You probably accidentally and like hit something, like change the settings. This happens to me all the time. So what you might have to do is just create a new chart layout. Yeah, because what I'm looking at over here. Oh, I see what you did. You split it. So you put the candles up here and your charts down here. So you did something in your settings over here. You did, I think it's this right here. So basically what you did is you split this. This is different. So this thing right here, you have your indicators, which is on the bottom chart, and then you have this over here, which is the candles. You somehow move the candles into a different chart. Did you try hitting the back button? If you hit the undo button, it'll probably fix it if it's still within. But you did hit, so you did this right here. See how it has a new panel above? That's what you did. That's why you have a new panel up here and you have the indicators down here. So if you hit back, it'll fix it. Or if you don't, you just go back here and you put move to existing pane below. So you accidentally click something that moved the pane and you split them up. Okay, yeah, no problem. It's a common fix. I mean, a lot of it happens if you're clicking on stuff too quickly or you just accidentally click something, it messes it up. Yeah, if you guys have any trading view questions like that, just feel free to let me know, guys. It's probably faster to just ask me to then try to figure it out. If you try to figure it out, you might make it worse. So just feel free to ask me. I've been using TradingView for I think 15 years now, so I've made all the mistakes and I've done a lot of dumb things, so I've figured out how to fix it. Anyways, there's no sell signal here. Again, like I said, we're waiting for a possible sell signal over here because the algo is providing opportunity for a directional move between 740 and market close. It doesn't have to be for a sell though. Like this could be for a buy. The reason why I'm looking for a sell here is because there's not going to be an MPS V2 for a buy here, right? Or a breakout V3. There's only two strategies that I'm really looking for. I'm looking for, or maybe even a V1. Let me see. It's a V1 for a short. Okay, so this might be the first confirmation. I wouldn't jump into this V1 here, but if this V1 does come up, this is going to align with the next setups. So this might be the reversal candle or the reversal setup, and then from there, we might get an MPS to the downside further, or we might get a breakout V3. One thing that I would be concerned about, guys, is that there's a lot of sessions down here. So even if we were to get a sell right here, we can get some very strong reversals back up, right? If price reaches this point. So just don't be super set on like, oh, yeah, for sure, I'm gonna take a sell there. Also be aware that there may be reversals that may happen. So if you're going to take any position here, I would go for a 40-point target, maybe even something tighter. If you don't feel comfortable about a position, I would just pull out early with profit. So just stuff there to keep in mind. But yeah, basically from here until 8 o'clock, there's supposed to be some directional move, not a lot, but there might be some sort of directional move, whether it be to the upside or the downside. Here, I'll put the window of entry, which is really going to be around 7:45. So 7:45 all the way to 8 o'clock, or 7:49, 7:59, 7:58 actually. So there's going to be a window of momentum right here. Like I said, it could be for a buy or it could be for a sell. It doesn't, there's no set direction. The only thing is I was looking for a sell here because we're not going to get an MPS to the upside. This window is already done with. The trend isn't confirmed. There's just not going to be an MPS there. There could be other setups though. So like for example, over here, this is a break and retest off the liquidity, right? We had price over here, established the buy side liquidity, retested on this red candle, pushed right back up. If you wanted to catch that there, that could have been a write up right there. There's other opportunities. It's not just the main strategies. If you want to look for rejections off liquidity, you can do that. Same with this right here. This could be a possible break and retest off there. See, what could happen here too, this could be a big one. So what could happen here is we can have this reject off this point and come all the way back down because we do have liquidity sitting right here, right? Or not liquidity, we have a lower low that's not, it's untested. What I'd like to see here is I actually want price to push up higher. So I'm actually still having a sell bias right now. What I'd like to see is for price to push up. I would like to set up a higher high somewhere around here, right? And then I'd like to see the reversal right back down. I think that would be perfect. That'd be like a head and shoulders pattern right there. Perfect reversal pattern. But I do want these highs to get broken. I wanted to establish a higher high like this because look at the higher high here. Once the higher high was established, it established a ceiling, it went sideways, and then it dumped. And that's what I want to see here too. I want price to push up. I want it to establish a ceiling, and then I want it to dump right back down. And this is enough for me to reach my 40 points or whatever, right? Maybe not 60, but 40 looks good. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, man. All right. It's up a little bit. Let me check the chat out real quick. So, all right, I don't see anything in the chat, so we're good. All right, perfect. This is exactly what I just said, right? Look at the higher high, guys. Sweet. It's perfect. This is the exact thing that I just said. So we're starting to have a ceiling here set. I mean, this is a retest of it. If you guys want to, if you really want to take something super, super risky, you can even jump in right here. If this closes, this is basically a double top of the liquidity, the sell side liquidity. If you want to be really risky and you just want to get into a position, you feel like this is going to come down. I think it's going to come down eventually. I don't know if it'll come down right now, but I do like the fact that we have a higher high right here. So we have a nice little time window, right? We have this little window right here for price to reverse. So the fact that we have a higher high right here, this is great. If we have a higher high and then it's followed by an MPS or a breakout V3, I think this could be good. This is even better. I like the fact that it's a higher high with a red candle. It's showing that the sellers are in control right here. All right, I'll watch this. If we do get opportunity for entry here, maybe jump into something, but watch it.
Connect.
Of course, there's a connection lost right now. All right. We got the pending sell signal right there. Let me check the order flow. The order flow is all on chop. Okay, so let's see. This is a setup that I was just talking about, guys. We have a higher high right there, red candle, pending sell signal. We're supposed to get a directional move here. I mean, if you want to take this for a pivot scalp, you know, the original strategy to the downside, you could do that too. I don't like the fact that it's going to be invalid, though. I'll watch it. Yeah, I don't really like the invalid signal there. I'd rather just not even close. It's going to be invalid. Okay, so looking at this right here, we did get the sell signal, but it's invalid. So not exactly what I was looking for there. This could be a possible breakout V3 though. It's not going to be like a traditional breakout V3 because like I said, it's an invalid signal. I don't like the fact that we have a buy signal right here too. I mean, this might just flip the other way. If this here closes with the buy signal, then this just might actually push up and not down because this is an invalid sell signal. And now we have a buy signal, like a valid buy signal the other way. So if this here comes up with the buy signal, then I'm just done. I didn't take anything today, unfortunately. But there was some good entries today. We had the MPS, we had the breakout V3. Everything that happened earlier in the session was like pretty nice. Yeah, we're not gonna have a setup here, guys. Unfortunately, no setup. We might get a buy setup though. We're not gonna get the sell setup though. So we might get a buy setup, but we don't have the sell setup. You guys can see from this right here, the so we have another invalid. Like I don't like these. I don't like the fact that we're getting a bunch of invalid signals here. We have a new higher high. We have a sell signal. We have another buy signal here. So although and this is what I mean about, and let's just continue watching here. This is what I meant earlier, that the algo shows that historically for the past 30 to 40 days, or actually maybe 50 days, because I have it from the data from range from chart. So I have 32 total trades. This is maybe like 40 to 50 trading, 30 to 40 actual days. So that's basically like 1 to 2 months. Okay, so we have this flipping right here. This here might turn up for a buy instead of a sell, guys. There's no order flow for a buy right now. The order flow is actually off. I don't, do you have it turned off right now, Masij? Or maybe it's just with the current settings. No, it's working. It just says temporarily unavailable. Okay, so this might be a breakout V3 to the upside, guys. It's not an actual breakout V3 because the trend isn't confirmed, but if you want to just take it as a regular, breakout V3 to the upside, you can. I mean, this can be back to open as well. This could also set up for an MPS V2. This could be a pivot scalp. There's a lot of different opportunities here that this could be set up for. But if you guys want to take it, I mean, feel free to take it. I don't have order flow here indicating for a buy, but a lot of the things here, the momentum is bullish, long-term momentum is bullish. I don't like the fact that there's a big wick here, but this can still push up. So let's see. I'll have this just lined up right there. I'm going to follow it. If the order flow turns on and it starts to flip to the buy side, then maybe I'll jump into it. But as of now, I'm not looking to jump into anything because the trend hasn't confirmed yet, right? If you look over here, the trend hasn't crossed on the pivots. And then also down here, the trend is like barely crossing over. The order flow analysis is back on, but it's not for a buy. It's just very choppy right now. Again, I'll just watch for this. We might get a late MPS here. Possible late MPS. Like I said, the algo identified that there's a directional move around this period. So this could very well push up. We did get the breakout V3 warning right there, but there was no actual entry. So what I'd look for here is a possible MPS, an MPS up. There we go. We got the warning for MPS right there. We need the retracement. So we need that. The order flow is now for a buy, so this could be good. Let's see what happens here. Might even be willing to get into this for a late breakout V3. Let's see. This could be a retest off that liquidity right there too. So if we get a retest off the liquidity, this could be a decent like late entry for NPS or I mean something get in right here.
Order filled.
Let's see if I could follow this because we're getting a rejection right here off the liquidity, the buy side liquidity. So I'm gonna follow this here. I think this could be good because we do have the buy order flow. I'm gonna change my target to 101.
Order submitted.
All right, let's see. Yeah, I moved my target to 40 because I don't know if this will hold for that long. But the NPS might come up after here. So target's right there at 101. And I'll follow it. The order flow changed. It went from buy to chop now. So I'll be watching it. If I need to exit early, I will. But I think the 40 could get hit. We're at 20 points, 20 points in profit already so far. So we're at a 1-to-1. Almost there. There you go. Full TP. Let's fucking go. All right, great. Right there.
Order filled.
I'm out. We're filled. All right. Very nice move right there, guys. Made 6,500 on that 40-point target. So again, this is where the discretion comes into play. So we had a lot of confluences right there, right? I had my algo told me that the momentum was going to push here. I had the order flow, which told me that the buy was pushing up. The order flow did flip though. It went back to chop and got my 40 points. So I missed my trade earlier, but there we go. Full TP. All right, nice work, guys. You caught that with me. Um, yeah, pretty good profit. All right, happy with that. Brett is killing it. I don't know if Brett's on here right now. Brett, I'm looking at your hedge fund account. For some reason, you keep getting the best fills, bro. I don't know why, but you get the best fills out of everybody. Brett's not here today. Um, yeah, because I'm looking at the hedge fund clients for whatever reason. Brett gets like an extra 100, $200 over everyone. All right, nice work, guys. All right, perfect. So this is where it's really important that, we have, damn, look at this, man, 60 points. The algo is so spot on this, guys. Look at my window right here. See my window between 745 and 758. In a sense, you don't even need a strategy. I mean, you do need a strategy, but the algo told me that, okay, hey, Sean, look, price is going to move up during this, or it's going to move in a direction. It's not necessarily going to move up or down, but just watch for a momentum push, right? Let's go over here to my algo. I'm super glad that I did this because if I didn't do this, I wouldn't have felt confident, right? I did this over the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. I was able to identify that, okay, my algo showed that we're going to see a momentum push between this time period right here, right? So I took advantage of it. I saw that there was a momentum push. I jumped in right here. There was just a lot of confluences. The order flow was for a buy. We had a break and retest off the buy side liquidity. Once I saw this break and retest, I was like, okay, this is for sure going to push up. Um, and it came up to grab liquidity up here, right? Now it's grabbing the sell side liquidity. So hopefully, well, it looks like some of you guys jumped into this with me. Either way, it looks like everybody made profit today. You either made profit earlier in the session, you made profit mid-session, or you made profit with me here towards the end. This gives me a lot of confidence, so I'm not like scared to enter positions in a sense, right? Because sometimes I'm scared to enter positions because I don't have that confluence. But now that I have, I think this is the biggest factor for me because typically I wouldn't look for entries this late, but the fact that the algo told me over a 2-month period that, okay, trades happen around this period, or not trades happen, but we have a directional push. This gave me confidence, plus the order flow gave me confidence. Then after I had that confidence and bias, I already looked over here and I was like, okay, we have a breakout V3 that's setting up. We have an MPS V2 that's setting up. We have the trend that's flipping. I have a break and retest off them, and look, it's still pushing up even higher. We have a break and retest off the buy side liquidity. I mean, this is going to push up because we already have the direction in place. Now you just got to run with it. I kind of wish I held on to the 60, but I'm happy with what I got there, so I can't complain. Um, yeah, I don't know what's up with yours, Rev. I would probably say go back into your settings and maybe adjust them to whatever. I just go back to, I would say go back to your settings, Rev, and then have them set to the basics. And there goes the MPS V2. It just executed. I'm hoping, or maybe this one could still hit. I don't know if you try to jump into this one, Rev. Um, you took the sell, right, Rev? I'm trying to figure out, do you have the timestamps for your entry? Because I do see the loss here on my end, but you have two losses, right? Okay,
He
yours
took
is
an earlier loss because his settings were wrong.
okay. Yeah, because this I see this one. You probably took this loss right here, Rev. Um, but you should have taken this win over here though. So this would have brought you to 1R. I'm trying to figure, but yeah, Missy said your settings are wrong. I would say I would keep it to the basic settings, Rev. Honestly, if you're using the order flow analysis, I think the basic settings are good enough because you're gonna get enough entries, and then if it's following order flow, you're gonna get pretty good ones.
He missed
This
the second
yeah,
one because he was editing his settings. It's just
uh,
unfortunate.
yeah, I wouldn't edit your settings mid-session, Rev, or anybody in general. Just in general, if the settings are off, just turn it off. Like, don't even try to do it mid-session because what could happen is like you set up the settings and they're not fully set up, and then an execution happens, and then you're screwed. But it's okay. It happens, Rev. Like Masij said, we're in beta test, so this was meant to happen, right? We anticipated issues, not necessarily for the bot, but also with users. So like in the future, we can have more awareness of this stuff happening. But anyways, we have this MPS which is running right here. I wouldn't get into this one because, like I said, the cutoff window was is right here at 658. So if you were to get into this MPS, I would have just cut it out or pulled out for early profit. Um, Yeah, no, I think this is great. I think now that we have kind of a trading window to look for or look towards, there's opportunities here. It's really just having that bias and then also having the ability to watch for executions and entries. So for this week so far, we're up 2R, or I'm up 4R, something like that. No, I'm like up like maybe 1.5. So the reason why I say 1.5 is because normally I'm going for 60-point targets, but because the volatility is a little low, I'm going for 40-point targets right now. Um, I should have ran this one for 60, but it's okay. Honestly, at this point, I'm like, oh, it's fine. But yeah, I should have ran this for 60 because we had some time. The trade hit over here at 7:55. I had another 3 minutes for me to reach my goal or my cutoff time. But it's okay. So I'm currently up. I'll say about like maybe 2 or 3R. I'm not at 4R for sure because I usually go for 60 points. I'm up 80 points, so that's about like maybe 3R. Yeah.
I also want to let you know, Sean, when you got in when the order flow was on a buy, but then it's flipped to chop. So the bot works by checking it's doing a percentage analysis, and since there was rejection within that candle, it went to chop. But saying it going into chop does not necessarily mean the push won't continue because, like you were showing before, buy then chop, and then it was a buy again. So look at like the history of it kind of over time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, I get you. It's kind of similar with like the pending momentum, right? Like we get a pending momentum, but then it disappears, or you might get an opposite, but it's still like the overall direction or bias was for a buy. So it could come back. So yeah, I agree with what you mentioned there.
Yeah,
Um,
it couldn't be 100% confident on the first one, but then it was after.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. 100%. Like it's kind of like what happened right here too. Like prices pushing up, we had the invalid, then it pushed up here, and then we already knew the buy was starting out from down here. So yeah, guys, just keep that in mind too when you guys are looking at the order flow. Don't like look at it and think like just because it says buy or it says just because it says sell, that's like the set thing. You have to have other confluences and you have to look at the history and the data. If it shows that it's been buy for a while or it's been flipping to buy to chop, then it's probably gonna stick to buy to chop, or it's gonna stick to buy. Vice versa, if it's like sell to chop to sell, it's probably gonna stick to sell. Same with the momentum, right? If we have a pending momentum here and it's like flickering, 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 but then eventually it closes, it just continues in the direction that it was going. So I think what we have here, the setup that we have now, I think this is like, I think we found the trifecta at this point because we have the algo range, so we know when to look for entries. We have the order flow to have confidence when we're taking entry, and then we have our strategies. So it kind of all falls in place. We have very strong biases and very strong confluences when we're looking for entry. And then the strategy is really just the execution time. But the thing is, there's so many strategies that kind of align or they come up a little later. Like for example, over here, this would have just been a pivot scalp if you just would have taken the momentum. I think there was three different opportunities here for entry. There was pivot scalp, there was breakout V3 continuation, and then there was an MPS right here, all within the same window of directional movement. So yeah, I'm excited for what's to come because I feel like now that we kind of have this setup in place, we could be a lot more confident about our positions. I also like the fact that we're factoring the algo, especially in the beginning, because that also helps a lot. Because I was trying to figure out how to like get the algo to work again because it was working so well before. I think we were just kind of using it. We I think it was me specifically. I was going more so it was just over a ton of overfitting because looking for an exact entry at exact minute, it's very hard to do that every single day because every day is different. So now that we're using the algo how we originally used it for a range of entry, it's going to make a world of a difference. So I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are excited. Feel like a lot of money is about to come our way with this. Anyways, if you guys look at the bot, there's a lot of entries here that just came up. So the MPS V2, there was a win over here earlier in the session, 643. There was a win over here at 757. And there was a loss right here at 728. So we have 2 wins, 1 loss. This sets us to 3R. So 2R right here, 2R here, negative 1R. So that's 3R. For the V1 variation, this over here was a win as well. Wow. I didn't realize this one won. I remember we called this earlier. It was like mid-session. I was like, man, we're gonna look for the reversal back down. This here won again. So that's another 2R. That's 5R for the day. There's no daily momentum. And then for the breakout V3, there was 1 win and 2 losses. So that's 7R minus 2 is basically break even. So basically 5R for the day. So if you use my main strategies, which are MPS V2, V1 variation, daily momentum, and V1 variation, you'd be at 5R for the day, which is really, really good. That's really good. See, the thing with this here is I can't tell if the order flow would have aligned with it because there's no way to really tell. I mean, some of these might have been skipped, some of them might have been taken. So I can't.
Overflow aligned with the first and the third, so it would have been plus 1R.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Still good. I mean, either way, it's still good. So yeah, if you use the order flow analysis, you would have had a um a 5R. That's fucking that's really good actually. No, and then on top of that, we didn't account for the algo entry, so that would be 7R. So technically, if you took the algo entry with me earlier over here, that'd be 7R. That's like what is that, 4 wins? Yeah, 4 or 5 wins around there. And then if you just took the just with the order flow analysis, which kind of like limits your entries a little bit, but it gives you better entries, you'd be up like maybe 2 or 3R. If you took the algo with me, that's the key thing. Because the algo did have a um sell order flow analysis with that. So yeah, guys, I mean, this was we had a really good day today, honestly. I got into one trade with you guys. I will send my profits. Let me do that right now, actually. Let's see, Lake. Sorry, I'm looking at the other chat. Lake said would like to tap before going long. 50,000. Yeah, so it tapped right here, Lake. I don't know if you jumped into it. So Lake over, yeah, he actually, so if you were waiting for that, you basically got into our entries right here as well. If you go to just long it back to open. So I'm looking at the YouTube chat right now. Guys, I don't really look at the YouTube chat very much. Kenneth, I do see your question right there. Good to see you back. I know it's been a while. We don't really have an info page because we're still applying the old strategy. So like you've been around for a while, Kenneth, or you were around before. We're still applying the same strategies. Again, I don't know when's the last time you were here, but the old strategies, right? So the MPS V2, that's being applied today. That's one of our main strategies. The V1 variation, that was around when you were around. The daily momentum, this one's a little different, but this you'd have to kind of like watch the lives to understand this one a little more. It's very simple though. It's basically looking for the first momentum signal on open and then looking for a continuation there. So basically like a breakout V3. or a pivot scalp or something like that. The other thing is the breakout V3 continuation. So for the most part, you're not really missing out on much. All of the older strategies or the strategies we're applying now were the ones that were applied when you were around, I guess years back. The only thing here that I think would be really new to you, well, I mean, all the stuff would be kind of new to you because this is we've found a way to automate it with Massage's help. Um, there's either full automation or there's I still do it manually. The only other new thing here that I could say that you probably weren't around for or you might have been around for is the algo, which provides us basically the data for like when certain entries and stuff happens in the market. So we use that to identify like a bias, like or not a bias, a range. Like for example, over here, I have the data here, and then it basically we use this to identify when market's moving in a certain direction or if it's reversing. So we don't really have an info page. I mean, I would say jump into the Discord. You're probably still part of the Discord. Jump into the chat, ask whatever questions you have there, and watch the previous replays. I would say just watch the previous replays, see what doesn't make sense to you, really. Watch the previous replays, watch what doesn't make sense, make a list of things, and then and then we could probably help you. I could help you, other people can help you. I'm sure everyone here is willing to help you out. Um, yeah, I would say rewatch this replay, rewatch the most recent replays, and then just make a list of things that you don't understand or that you don't, yeah, if you need a refresher on. But yeah, sort of a lot of things have changed. Not a lot, not the strategies haven't changed, but things like our thought process, the ways that we kind of analyze things or confluences, etc. Um, slightly changed. They're a little just more improved with the market that we're currently dealing with. So yeah, kind of just
Roland
jump.
wasn't even here, and he got his win.
What was that? Let's see who won. Let me check.
Roland wasn't even here, and he still got his bot on auto win.
Oh yeah, nice. Solid. Yeah, he just messaged me right now too. Yeah. Great work. Yeah, great work, guys. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, it's already 8 o'clock. It's 8:10 actually. We're past our live session time. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. I'm gonna try to update the algo spreadsheet a little more. I know I said it was irrelevant, but I still would like to input the data here. I just put in the quick data because we didn't have time, but I'll try to input all this data. I know it's going to take me some time, but I'm going to try to input all this stuff here so that you guys, it just looks more filled and we have an understanding of like what the probabilities and the percentages are for price to keep moving in a certain direction. Um, but yeah, let me take a screenshot of my profits real quick. You're going to see one of my accounts is red. That's because that's the tester trade that I used on my personal to fix my trade of eight. As I should have taken a buy. I don't know why the fuck I took a sell. Like it was in reversal, and I still took the continuation, but whatever. That's beyond the fact. It was just a stupid move on my part. Um, so anyways, let me take a screenshot of this. We're currently up 2 wins for the week so far. One algo entry. Technically it should have been three because the algo entry again earlier, but I made up for it later on in the session with this late move with the breakout V3, MPS V2, whatever you guys wanted to take. There's three opportunities there. I took it as a retest, but there was a lot of different ways to have taken that. So let me close this down. I just hate the fact that I have red on my chart. I kind of want to just take a trade here to fix that so it's not red, but it's okay. I will just suck it up. It's in profit for the week. It's just red for the day because of that tester trade that I took on Tradeovate to uncheck the are you sure if you want to take this trade dialog box. I hate when it gives that because then you can't hit a market order because then you're screwed. Um, okay, let's do this. So here are my profits. I'm gonna go and take a screenshot of this. It was a pretty great day, guys, overall. Great day over with how everything played through. I'm really happy with the results today. Um, I'm happy that we're getting a lot more entries here. because we were in a freaking a drought for a while. Well, I was in a drought for sure because I just wasn't confident with the market. Now that we have a better like framework to look for, I think we're gonna find more entries. We're gonna get more entries. So let me put this over here real quick. If you guys have profits to post up, please post them up so we know what's working, what's not. Daniel over here hit 237. Nice work, Daniel, for the day. We got Roland over here. He did full auto on the bot. He missed the live, but he still made his profit. So Roland over here locked in 483. Nice work, Roland. We got Darren over here. He took the MPSV2 on NQ on the bot. Nice work. This is great. I like to see that you guys are using this on different assets because this does help a lot so that we know that it's working. You don't have to use it on YM. Darren here used it on NQ, made 419. Nice work, Darren. And thanks for being our test dummy on NQ. Yeah, so like I said, you guys can apply this on anything, really. You don't have to apply it strictly on. Damn, you guys are gonna see my live or my personal account here is I'll just call it an algo entry because it's just a later entry for me, but it's same difference. But you guys are gonna see my profits over here are on my personal account starting to climb up pretty nicely. Okay, let me just close. I want to close my trading windows because I know I make stupid mistakes sometimes where I misclick. Okay, close that out. Uh, so nice increase over here. So for the week so far, I'm currently up about a little over 12,000. So you can see my net equity from yesterday was at 163. We made 6,200. And then today I made 6,500. Net equity is now at 170,000. So man, if I can get one algo entry per day, I'm gonna be super, super, super not content. I'm gonna be very basically content. Because you guys think about this. This is a pretty good money. If I could do one algo entry per day, I mean the bot's great. Don't get me wrong, but this is like really stress free because we should take the algo entry in the morning session, and I'm kind of like done for the most part. But I'm just gonna do the math real quick, like in my head, or it's charged. So 6,000 times, and this is personal account. This isn't prop accounts. So times 5, down 31,000 a week. I'll be really happy with making this much weekly. I mean, obviously we're gonna have losing days and stuff like that, but yeah, I could live with this times 12. I have 1.4 million of just algo, but I'm gonna be scaling too, so like it's not gonna be stuck at that. It's gonna be scaled up. So this could scale up to a couple million for just algo entries. So I put that coupled with the bot entries. So I think what I might do is with the hedge fund, we'll just take the algo entries, and then with the bot entries, maybe just take those with like my prop accounts or whatever, maybe, or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I think this is going to be pretty exciting moving forward. But anyways, here are my profits. So this is my personal account. You guys can see the Cody Kai Capital there. And then my other accounts here, my prop accounts and stuff, and whoever's on Ninja right here. Man, this red is like pissing me off because that was my mistake. I took a stupid position and the volatility spiked me out so quickly that I couldn't even just pull out for a small profit. Yeah, that's my personal account right there. It's just a little red. Just a little red because of the stupid slippage. But anyways, yeah, these are the accounts right here. So prop accounts, whoever's on Ninja accounts, and then my personal account over here. So pretty good day, guys. Pretty good day. Pretty good week overall. 2 weeks so far, zero losses. Um, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens here over the next couple weeks. Hopefully, we're getting closer to summer. It's already May 14th. We're halfway through May. As we get closer to summer, it's gonna get a little crappy. Oh, no, it's definitely gonna change. So we might have to go for smaller targets. Who knows? It might get bad. It might be good. We have the war in Iran going on, so and then China's jumping into the mix over here, warning Trump about stuff. So like, usually summer's pretty slow, but because we have all the stuff going on around the world, summer might not be slow at all. We have a new Fed chair. If you guys saw the news, new Fed chair. So, and he's like Trump's pick, and he's supposed to be doing what Trump wants. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Daniel said, if you get one algo per day, you can finally afford to pay gas in California. Dude, gas here is expensive. It's it's crazy. Here in Irvine, I think we're like almost up to $8 now. And it's just going up higher. So with the war in Iran, it's not getting any better because there's no. Yeah, Daniel said it's 120 to fill his tank. What do you have, a truck? To fill my Tacoma, it's like $120, like 125. Revs 385. Where you guys at? Yeah, Nikki said at the Hamptons it's 750. Yeah, it's pretty high. Revs in Texas, nice. It's crazy. Whenever I go to Arizona to visit my family, you cross the city line and gas drops like half. It's so crazy. So you just drive over city line, get gas, go back. Yeah, Texas, that's nice. Gas is only 385. That's like normal. What's normal for you guys then, Rev? Like $1 a gallon? It's 385 right now. Yeah, normal gas for you guys must be really, really cheap. 235. Okay. That's good. Here, normally it's like it's close, it's still close to it's like 3 to 5 around there. Yeah, it's crazy. I gotta move out to Texas with you, Rev. Get a big old house compared to here in California. It's crazy. In my neighborhood, like well, just in Irvine in general, because the houses here, they're so expensive, but you get like something so small. It's crazy. Like a starter house here is like you'll pay for like maybe 1,500 square foot and it's already like 1.5 mil. Like the square footage is nuts. Um, yeah. I think Irvine's like one of the few cities where you're like, oh, I'm gonna get a starter house and it's like an attached condo. And you're like, oh, how much is it? Like 1.7, almost 2 mil. It's crazy. And then you have to pay Melrose and you have to pay property tax and you have to pay, it's just California is crazy, but where I live, it's even higher for what you get. Like at that point, you might as well move to like closer to the beach. I think eventually I'm gonna move closer to the beach. Because you get like about same price house for like beach living, basically. It's just Irvine is like really family friendly. That's why I moved here. Family friendly. It's supposed to be like the safest city in America. I don't know how true that is anymore. World's crazy. Daniel said move by me. Let's see. Where you at? Damn, that's crazy, dude. Look at this mansion for 2.3 mil. That's nuts. Dude, I'd love to move out here. I thought about moving to Nevada. This is crazy. Look at the garage. It's like a freaking auto shop. What a crazy house. That's nuts. Yeah, what a dream. If I could get my wife to move out there, I would move out there. My wife, different story. She wouldn't move out there at all. I'll show you guys like a house here in Irvine, like where I'm at. So I'm here in Irvine. See, look, like that house was like 2 mil, and you get a 2 mil house here. I'm just trying to get like a good range for it. The fuck? 2 mil for like a mountain. Here, let's see. Yeah, so you still get a decent house, but it's not a big house. It's like 2,500 square foot. Like it's a normal house. It's super small. I mean, nice house, but like super small. See now looking over here at like where I'm at. See, I'm like around this area up here. Like ideally, I want to get a bigger house over here, but these houses are like, yeah. So this is like neighborhood. Yeah, see, like I mean, you get a decent house, but it's still like 4,000 square foot. There's it's nothing near what you just showed, Daniel. Like this house is nice, but yeah, on average. So if you look at my neighborhood here, on average, everything is like above, and it's like impossible. It's just impossible to like afford to live here. That's why a lot of people just move out. They're here for their kids. But you can see every house in my neighborhood. There's nothing here for like under like a mil. Like literally everything. The cheapest house you can get here is probably like 1 point, and they're not big houses. See, like this is a small house for 1.3, and it's in a kind of shitty, not a shitty neighborhood, but it is in a, it's not a great, like these are all condos. Or it's a small condo for like less than 2,000 square foot. You just get like this little square right here, this little rectangle, and you're already paying 1.2 mil. So your monthly uh thing is like it's crazy, guys. Just if you don't have to live in California, I would say not, but if you want to live in California, you just got to pay the tax. And the HOA is like, yeah, like what Daniel said, 1.2 plus the HOA is like 500 bucks to 1,000, depending on which community you live in. So yeah. But yeah, now that you sent that link, I'm gonna send that link to my wife, and I'm like, look what we could have for the same amount of what we're paying here. We'll see. Maybe we'll be your neighbor, Daniel. We'll see, and we'll take one algo entry per day. One algo entry per day. I think that'll make it happen. But all right, guys, I know we kind of went off the topic a little bit trading, but there's nothing going on. It's 8:30, sorry, 8:26 right now. Ben said thank God for Teslas. Yeah, me even mine too. My electric car. Rev City, he sold his house in Thousand Oaks and paid cash here. You know, the thing with LA is that LA is not even a safe city. Well, it hasn't been for a while. But yeah, I have friends that live in like Thousand Oaks and like Malibu, not Malibu, but like Santa Monica. And those areas are they're just getting worse by the day. It's like people are getting home invasions and robberies and shit like that, and it's crazy. And it's crazy because people will they'll go to jail for it and they'll just let them off. They'll just let them off. Like if you guys saw that shooter that happened in Boston, I think this past week, he was shooting at like random cars on the freeway and stuff. That guy was charged with, and he went to jail for like having a shootout with cops, and they let him out. Like I think that's crazy. That's crazy that like the the jail system and the court system just lets these people out. Like they're violent people. But anyways, yeah, Daniel, so yeah, I'll go then hit some golf. That's what I'm talking about. But all right, guys, let me see. I think that's about it for the day so far. I don't see any other questions here. Yeah, Rev said we got out of Cali just in time. Yeah, I think like during the like 2000s, it started to get, or like 2010s, it started to get really bad in LA. I don't know if you've been to LA in a while, Rev. I know you traveled out here a while back, but yeah, there's like homeless everywhere, tweakers, and like it's crazy. I never go to LA. I, I do my hardest to stay out of LA as much as possible. Yeah, Rev said we visited and it was awful. Yeah. If you ever come here, stay in Orange County. Not even to be political or anything, but yeah, stay in Orange County because like we just things are taken care of a lot better here with regard to that stuff. But yeah, LA's gone out of hand. Anyways, guys, any questions? If you guys have anything, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Today was a great day. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free. I posted up my profits over here. Did pretty good. Here's all the setups that I sent over here if you guys want to review them. First one was a break was a algo entry. This over here was a I don't remember. It was the MPSV2. This over here was honestly, I can't remember what this entry was. Oh, it was the daily momentum. Sorry, I'm blanking out. And this was an MPS V2, or this was a breakout V3, sell signal confirmation. This over here was a pivot scalp. This right here was a breakout V3. This right here was a break and retest off liquidity. And this right here was an MPS V2 to the buy side. So a lot of good entries for today. If you guys want to review them, feel free. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. Kenneth, I know you're still around on the YouTube probably, but yeah, hop into the chat. Hop into the chat, just get reacquainted, go into the Discord over here, go to the team chat. Um, if you have any questions or if anything that you want to know more about, just put your questions in there. I'll answer your questions. I'm sure other people will answer your questions as well. But yeah, I think you're coming back at a good time where there's a lot of new things to look at. Not much has changed though. Strategy wise, things haven't changed. We just kind of have a couple additions with regard to confluences, biases, stuff like that. Just like stuff to improve our entries. Darren said, "Hey Sean, since we are chit-chatting, I sent you some messages on the premium." Sure. I did see your message and I didn't get a chance to respond to it. But yeah, so Darren was asking about like sports betting. So here, let's see. Take a look at let's click on your link real quick. So for me personally, I don't really like sports betting on sports books. I know things are a little different, especially because you're using, this one from Singapore. Um, there's just a difference with sports betting. I'm pretty sure this is just the same as like anything else. Do you guys have access to Kalshi where you're at, Darren? Kalshi or Polymarket? I mean, you might have access to one of those. I like those more personally because the thing with sports betting is that you have to get in. Well, it's the same thing, but the cool thing with Kalshi and Polymarket is there's more options. But let's see. Yeah, the thing here is I don't think you have all of the sports. Oh, damn. So Singapore government banned all. Yeah, because I'm looking over here. You don't have all this, like, you don't have the US sports. You have football, which is technically soccer. But you don't have the US sports, unfortunately. So I don't think you could really do sports betting with us. Um, yeah, because we do all of the major sports. We do like uh, hockey, baseball, football, basketball, tennis, and I don't see any of them on here. You just have soccer. Which is fine. I mean, sometimes we'll have soccer games, but it's very rarely. The soccer games, they have high variance, so like I don't really pick those. I only play the games that have like very high probability. And the thing with these soccer matches is that while they could be good, I mean, if you're playing like the very, very big favorites, like for example, if you're playing like Real Madrid or you're playing with like I don't know, Chelsea, like the bigger teams, those teams, it's not gonna be like you can see the spreads here are crazy. Like it's like a 1 to 12, meaning you have to spend $12 to make $1. It's not really worth the bet, right? So yeah, unfortunately you don't have any of the actual like US ones. You technically could bet on like an offshore betting site. I wouldn't recommend it, but I mean I've used it before, so they do work and they're okay, but I probably wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, unfortunately, you just don't have any of the sports that we actually uh bet. Yeah, so what I use Kalshi and well, I just use Kalshi right now. The other one here, I'll show you the other one. This is the one that I used to use. This one you'll probably work for you. It's considered like an offshore. Here, I'll send it to you in DM. Offshore. Like they're offshore, but they're they're trustworthy because they've been around for a while. That's one of the offshore ones. The one that I use is Kalshi, but I don't know if you can use it. I don't remember them asking me for any information, but I think if you were to make a withdrawal, they might ask you for information because it's US, it's a regulated one, so they give you tax forms and stuff. But this is the Kalshi one. So this is the one that I actually use. You can check it out, Darren. But okay, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. If you guys are following my sports bets, I'll be posting the game today. Yesterday, I lost by like, man, it was such an annoying game. If you guys watched the Pistons yesterday, because the thing is, I was watching to the last minute. They had a 10-point lead, and at the last 2 minutes, they blew the lead and went into overtime. And then in overtime, they lost. I was like, fucking man, I could have closed out for like 90% of my profit, but I didn't because I was like, there's no way they're gonna make 10 points in like a minute. And what happens is they score 10 points, like and bullshit. So that's like the when you bet on playoff games, the variance is super high, and yeah, it's annoying. I try not to bet on playoff games, but we've had such a good streak. If you guys looked at my streak so far, I haven't lost a playoff game all season. I barely lost one playoff game yesterday. But yeah, for the most part, we've been pretty on a hot streak. Like we were on a 10-game streak until we had one loss. So, all right, guys, that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Kenneth, again, hop into the Discord. We'll get in touch there. We are using Apex, so if you want to hop into Apex and use them, they are having a promo right now. It's 90% off. Oh yeah, guys. So promo for Apex. Let me post it up for you guys real quick before I get off here. I know we've been on for a long time, guys. If you guys need to go, you guys can head out. But Apex is 90% off right now. So if you guys want to get some Apex accounts, this is a good time, especially because we're taking more trades. You have more opportunity to get these evals passed right away. But yeah, 90% off is a steal. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, hit me up on Discord. I'll be around. I'll be hanging around for a bit. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to hop on Discord. Otherwise, I'm gonna finish up the algo sheet over here so I have this more filled in for tomorrow, and we'll go from there. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you guys then. Have a